What's up, team? Good morning. Today I'm coming to you yet again from beyond the veil. As you see me right now, I'm actively participating in a incredibly hands-on OSHA 30 for construction training course. I was looking at the curriculum right before pressing record on this, and apparently this place has like giant towers and contraptions with like foam pits underneath. So I'm horrified. As you're seeing this, I'm probably falling actively into a pit of foam because I have terrible balance. Now, this, among many reasons, is why every Tuesday I just love being able to pause and talk about not just the physical side of safety, but the emotional and the psychological side of safety. So let's do that. Let's specifically talk about active listening. Now, the power of active listening is incredibly unique. If you're typical, listening probably takes up more of your waking hours than any other activity. A study revealed that around 70% of our day is spent communicating in one way or another. Yet, despite spending so much of our time engaged in communication, few of us are genuinely good listeners. Now, think about that for a moment. How many times have you been in a conversation, nodding along, maybe even responding, but mentally you're falling off of a tower into a pit of foam? Perhaps you've caught yourself waiting impatiently for your turn to speak rather than truly hearing what the other person is saying. Now, research shows that up to 75% of what we hear is completely ignored, misunderstood, or very quickly forgotten. That's a staggering number. It's also a clear signal that there's significant room for improvement. Now, why does this matter? Because our ability to listen impacts everything from our friendships and family connections to our professional effectiveness and even our workplace safety. Strong listening skills lead to fewer misunderstandings, greater collaboration, better relationships, and enhanced safety. Now, conversely, poor listening can damage relationships, reduce team effectiveness, and even increase the risks on the job. Active listening is more than just hearing words. It's intentionally focusing your full attention on understanding and engaging with what someone else is saying. It involves not just your ears, but your eyes, your mind, and your empathy. Let's dive a bit deeper into why active listening matters and how you can improve this vital skill. Firstly, active listening fosters deeper understanding. When you fully tune into someone else's message, you give yourself the opportunity to truly grasp their perspective. This reduces misunderstandings and assumptions that can lead to errors, arguments, or even accidents on the job. Secondly, active listening strengthens relationships. When people feel genuinely heard, they feel valued and respected. Think about how it feels when someone gives you their undivided attention compared to when they're distracted. They're glancing at their phone or they're thinking about how horrified they are to fall from a tower into a pit of foam. Feeling heard builds trust, loyalty, and deeper connections. Thirdly, active listening results in better outcomes in both our personal and our professional lives. Whether we're resolving conflicts, negotiating agreements, or simply collaborating on everyday tasks, active listening allows us to achieve clearer communication, avoid costly mistakes, and arrive at better decisions. Now let's talk about some practical techniques to help you become better at active listening. First and foremost, maintain eye contact. It's kind of hard, but eye contact is one of the most powerful tools that we have in active listening. It shows that you're engaged, attentive, and respectful. Now, however, keep it natural. Avoid staring, but don't constantly look away either. You have to strike the perfect balance to make the speaker feel comfortable and heard. Second, be fully present. We live in a world that is completely filled to the brim with distractions, phones, notifications, background noise. Active listening means consciously setting aside those distractions to fully engage with what the person is saying. If your mind wanders, gently refocus your attention onto the conversation. Third, use verbal and nonverbal affirmations. Things like nodding, smiling, or using simple affirmation words like, I understand, or I see what you mean, encourages the speaker and indicates your attentiveness. But remember, keep it genuine. Overdoing it can feel artificial and kind of creepy, right? Now, fourth, paraphrase and summarize. Reflecting back what you've heard shows that you're actively engaged and helps clear up any misunderstandings. Saying something in response like, so what I hear you're saying is, and then kind of explaining your perspective, ensures you're both aligned and it prevents miscommunication. Fifth, ask open-ended questions. Questions that require more than a yes or no response demonstrate interest and encourage deeper discussion. For example, rather than asking, "Did you complete the task?" try, "Can you walk me through your process on this task?" This opens the door to more detailed communication. Now, sixth, avoid interrupting. Interruptions, even with good intentions, disrupt the speaker's flow and convey disrespect. Practice patience. Wait for natural pauses in the conversation to add your thoughts or ask clarifying questions. Seventh, respond thoughtfully. Now, when it's your turn to speak, reflect on what you've heard before responding. This signals that you value the speaker's thoughts and aren't merely waiting for your turn to talk. Now, finally, remember that active listening is also about reading nonverbal cues, the tone of voice, facial expressions, and even body language, right? Sometimes these tell us even more than the words being spoken. Active listening isn't just beneficial, it's essential. It builds trust, creates stronger relationships, prevents misunderstandings, and fosters safer, more collaborative workplaces. So, my challenge to you this week is simple. Practice active listening. Choose maybe even just one or two conversations each day to fully engage yourself in. Remember the steps. Give the other person your complete, undivided attention. Use these techniques and notice the difference that it makes, not only in the conversation itself, but in the strength and the quality of your relationships and interactions. It happens quick, I promise you. Now, thanks for your attention today, as always. I miss you guys. I'm excited to be back next Tuesday, hopefully safe and sound, right? Let's continue to support and genuinely listen to one another. Our safety, effectiveness, and relationships depend on it. Thank you so much, as always, everyone. Have a great week. I'll see you later.